Okay, for B, same thing. I'm going to ask you how many terms are there. You have the same, you should have the same answer. These are two terms again. Term 1, term 2. Now, what is in common? What is common between term 1 and 2 that I can extract? Is there anything? 5 plus Q is common. Some kids will be wondering, hey, are these two the same guys? They are. Because 5 plus Q is Q plus 5. 1 plus 5 is 5 plus 1. 21 plus 80 is 80 plus 21, right? It's the same. So they are in fact common, which I can extract to the front. Right after this, some kids will be panicky. They don't know what to put plus or minus. I don't know what they're thinking. No. You just put brackets. Then you ask yourself, what is term 1 and term 2, but without the guy is just local. What's the answer?
5 minus A.
Excellent. Excellent. This is grouping. This is factorization via grouping. Yanni can see why minus A. Nathan, easy for you. Okay. C is difficult. There's answer below, so I don't want to scroll too far. Now, when I do C, I ask myself the same question. How many terms are there? 2 terms again. Very hopeful that there's something in common. Anything in common? Now, right now, anything in common? Not really. Because you might be thinking, hey, just now lah, 5 plus Q and Q plus 5 say they are the same. Then you might be thinking, hey, does it mean P minus Q and Q minus P are the same? Who thinks they are the same? Who thinks they are different? Same, different, Gina?
Different, I guess.
Jenny, do you think it's the same? You can play it out of your head. You can pretend P is 20, Q is 2, 4, 5, 20 minus 5 is?
I mean, if you take 5 plus Q, they both equal to the same thing. But if you take P minus Q or Q minus P, they both equals into different things.
Different. They are different. They have the same numerical value. So I'm pretending this is 20. Oops. Pretending this was 20. No need to copy now. I'm just picking a fake example. If I had 20 minus 5, the answer is? If I have 5 minus 20, the answer is?
Negative 15.
So I see a trend. I see that numerically the same is 15, but one positive, one negative. So can I say they are the same? I cannot. So in this case, what we do is, you can change one of them. There's a trick that we learned in Sec 1, I will teach you again. These two guys can trade places. Provided you change this sign. It's a mighty hack. It's a very good hack. You can copy down whatever I just wrote. You can, if it's Q minus P, you can flip it to P minus Q, provided you change the external sign. Which is exactly the solution. You can start copying the solution, but I don't want you to copy blindly. Look at it and process it. Q and P and Q different, so I flip them. It's still minus, by the way. In between is still minus here. In between is still minus. But instead of Q minus P, now I have P minus Q. But I only can do that provided I do what? Flip the external sign from what is currently negative to positive. So is this legal? I just told you it's legal. So this is a technique. Every time the group factor looks like A minus B, B minus A, you can use this technique. Now, is it easy to factorize? The last step. Can you see? The green guy come out. I'm left with X plus B. Can you see that? This is grouping, but with the star. Have you learned this year? Or last year? Or never? Okay. Sometimes different schools teach at different speeds, so I can't say what is good or bad. Okay, I want you all to do D, E, F, and WhatsApp me your answers. Okay, my hint for you is a replica of. Okay, so if you look at the left, you can get answer on the right. Not the technique. Okay, you get the technique. So you're doing D, E, F now. But my hint for you is, we literally just covered this stream. Okay, let's copy the whole question. So because this is your Sec 1 notes, I don't want you all to get confused. These questions are from your Sec 1 notes. Algebra chapter 4. But I believe you all might not have fully learned it last year, so I'm teaching it again. Because we're going to start identities today, which you need these skills for. So it doesn't matter. If you copy in a blank paper, just staple it together with your chapter 4 today. It's all algebra. What you have. Okay. See whether the questions are still the same. Sometimes I update them. You look for 8 to 5. Let me just see if they're the same. Oh, perfect. Then you can start working on. So I always say algebra is one chapter but shows up in every level. Sec 1 algebra, Sec 2 algebra, Sec 3 algebra, Sec 4 algebra. It gets harder, but it's all one topic. It's all the same thing. And then if you are done, I have answers at the bottom. You can look it up. It's a bit small. It's a bit small, so later I'll go through the answer.
Here and it's here.
You have, Gina, last year, chapter
Yes.
4. You can fill in your notes, doesn't matter, or you can.
Try to find it. I'm trying to find that specific page. I don't think I can find it.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, okay, I'll just copy it. So why not? That's right. Okay. D, E, and F, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Correct. Beautiful. Then if you are all good, carry on last page. Hey, sorry, I didn't print it for you. Okay, girls, you all have the notes, right? Can I just, do you know you have the questions?
No, I'm just copying.
Okay, can you copy all the questions first or screenshot or something? Then I'll let Nathan carry on.
Screenshot.
No, just get these 3 questions on your paper so you can start doing. You can continue doing.
All right.
Tell me when you're done. Then I can let Nathan carry on.
Okay.
Nathan, these are the hard questions.
What? Okay.
No, there's a new boy called Nathan. I'm letting him carry on first. Just copy and do. Any issue must come in sooner. This is just warm up. We are not doing this today. Yeah, all good. Gina, can answers are here. DEF 16. Then you go to the next page and carry on. Oh, sorry, we still have a question. So the advanced questions look a bit weird lah. On the first look, you can't really see what's going on. Cannot. 18. You can skip lah. Do the rest first. Do whatever you can do first. Gina, how's your progress? EF, DEF?
Oh wait, I thought I was unmuted. Okay.
Oh, sorry. I haven't been hearing you the whole time.
Oh, okay. When I saw the answers, F sort of got wrong.
Which one is wrong?
F only, which is weird because I mistook Z for positive accidentally.
Oh, but this is the technique lah. Change to plus, flip the inside, left and right, right?
Yeah.
Then you should get x plus z, 3p minus y. Okay? Hannah.
Okay.
Okay, guys, watch my answer and the answer's answer. Can? Are they allowed? Doesn't matter. There's no order. 1 plus x times y is y times x. So don't worry. Now, 17 is a bit tricky because Gina, look at 17 already. It looks like it looks like the thing we have been doing, the flipping. But if you look closer, it's not really. If we are trying to flip, it would be like x minus y flip with, become y minus x. We're not having this scenario actually. For 17, it's very tricky. If you did the flip, you're wrong. Okay, what we are supposed to do is you must notice that these two are already kind of the same, but the second guy is the negative version of the first guy. That's here. So what you want to do is you factorize the negative. So you can copy. You imagine you factorize a negative one out. So you get h, you get 3 plus h already. So this is the key step. You're factorizing out a negative one. Then after that, you get copy. This whole thing combined into positive 5k. Then I can just write h plus 3. Then of course the final answer is you grab these guys out. Let's see. The front. That's the answer. Then 18. Here nothing to do. Here nothing to do. I copy them. But here I can factorize something. What can I factorize out of the last bracket? Here. Hey. 8 is good. All right. I can do a bit more. Can you see how I clean up the 0.5 and 8? 0.5 times 8 is half of 8 now. Right? So, what is next? You can flip it, so you can get this. Plus, right? Then at this point, you can think of factorization, but also not really factorization. You can see, you pretend this is an apple. This is 1 apple plus 4 apples. You can see it, which is 5. What's an apple? 2n minus 3m. That's the answer. Alright. Yeah. And see, the last part a bit hard to see. You must see there's a 1 here. Unbeaten. Right. So 1 plus 4. Okay. Question 19. Who can give me an idea how to start? Don't know? Don't take too long. Huh? I can factorize. Right? Take out what? So now I'm getting more pro already. Straight away I know it's 24 outside. Can see it now. Do you know how I saw 24 outside? I extract the 4, but the 4 will come and multiply with the 6. So as you get better, faster. Then same thing. It is flip. Can see these two guys can. It's the same technique again. These two guys can flip, right? But as I flip, the middle must become plus. And who can tell the answer from here? Don't look at the answer. It's 5 watermelons plus 24 watermelons. Yeah, that's the answer. And last one. That one not difficult. You have to do yourself. There's a lot of algebra, but not difficult. Correct. That's answer. Good. Okay. Later your revision is okay. You can start reading this. This one, I think they did already, so it will be a revision for that. Ken? Very good, very good. Gina, okay now? All go to Sec 2, Chapter 4. Gina, Ken? Last one. Okay. Very good, very good. It's going better than expected. This one we already did. So those who have filled up, you have right, yeah. Those who have filled up already, you don't look at the screen, don't look at your notes, look at the screen and go through the revision with me. I think both Gina and Yanni have filled up already. So take it as a refresher, what we should do. Then let Nathan have some time to copy now. Okay, we're learning these 3 identities. So Nathan, it might be the first time you hear this, but I will keep saying Formula 1, Formula 2, and Formula 3. You will soon be very good at identifying these patterns. Okay, so every time I have any algebra plus any algebra, whole thing squared, that means whole thing bracketed squared, you must think of Formula 1. Okay, this is Formula 1. And how do we express Formula 1? Square means you write it twice, right? Then you can rainbow. Are you familiar with this? So if I rainbow the answer, I'll just go quick since we're out of time. A squared plus AB plus AB plus B squared. Can you quickly work out the rainbow to become this? So what's the final outcome? The final way to write this. A squared plus, yeah, AB. This is the outcome of the first formula. That means when we are ever gonna use the first formula, don't need to rainbow. You already know the result, memorize. Okay? B, same thing like if you rainbow, I'm just gonna go fast. Can you see? I just quickly rainbow second form. The difference is minus. So on the end of the day, it becomes this. All of you, even I know Gina, Yanni did this already. Please re-emphasize. This is always plus B squared. Right? From here. The only difference between the first formula and second formula is the plus here and the minus here. Here. The last term, a lot of people always think it's minus B squared. When I was young, I also thought minus B squared. It's wrong. Okay, it's plus. So highlight that, circle that, remind yourself, don't memorize wrong. Because before exam, you memorize all this one. So by the time you memorize and you mess up, you're wasting a lot of time. Next. Third one, if you rainbow, need to look at this. A times A is A squared. A times negative B is negative AB. But B times A is positive AB. And then B times B is negative B squared. So if I did all the rainbows, I get this. And these two cancels. So the outcome of the formula is quite short. It's A squared minus B squared. And when do you get A squared minus B squared? When you have something plus something else, whole thing multiplied by that same guy minus that other guy. These are the three formulas that I will keep saying over and over again until you're all of it. And literally memorize, not just recall. You don't just think about it and get it. No, you memorize it. It should be 1 second. Okay. Now, please bear in mind, as I went from left to right, this is a process. Those of you who did the class, this is a process called to here to here. From before to after. This is a process called expansion. Okay, anything rightwards into no bracket. From bracketed to no bracket, we call it expansion. If I go from here to here, what do you call it? Bracketed to no bracket. Also expansion, yeah, I'm trying to trick you, but this is the expansion. A lot of people are okay expanding. What about if I give you this? Ask you what it came from. I'm asking you to factorize. Okay, so it is consistent with last year whenever we learned factorization. Expansion means no more brackets. Factorization means you're forming brackets. So the same logic still applies. Okay, nothing has changed. Now, this exercise, I know the girls did it in class already, but for Nathan's sake, we're gonna quickly run through. Y'all can mentally rehearse and practice all that. See, if I give you 25x squared, I ask you to change it to a perfect square. Basically, I'm asking, can you write it as a bracketed square, something bracketed square? And using some quick mental sum, you know I can slot 5x inside. Because if I square the entire 5x, 25x squared. So I vice versa, you know how to get back from each other. So learning to get all the perfect squares. Okay? Nathan, are you seeing what's happening? So A and B is done for you. A squared, B squared, B4. If I want to bracket in the perfect square, means I want to ask myself, bracketed what square? It is AB squared, whole thing square. C, I do for you. Or you can try. What do I slot inside this bracket to make it the same value? Y'all remember what this? Must remember, must recall. I mean, the answers are there, so don't need to read answers. Just remember the technique. What do I, Yanni and Gina can say also. Y'all just cover your answer and say. Forgot. Okay, forgot that much, should we do? Gina,
I suddenly thought of my answer, then I forgot my answer.
then never mind. Somebody, what put in the brackets will make sense when I square it eventually to get back 100 C6. 10 something, right? 10 what? 10 cube? 10 C cube. Does it make sense if I square all them back? I get 100 C6. It's correct. Okay? Next one, same thing. 1/4, how do I express it as a perfect square? It's not very obvious. But basically I'm asking what square become 1/4? What fraction squared become 1/4?
1/2.
Excellent. Correct. Because you square the 1 is 1, square the 2 is 4. What squared becomes 1? Hey, Nathan should copy down. First they copied already. what squared becomes 1? 0.5 squared, go test, go check your calculators. Later, are you confusing times 2n squared? I think you are. One. Okay, Nathan, you were wrong. 1 squared is 1. 0.5 squared is 0.25. Okay, F is difficult. I'll do for your F. F, I need a squarish bracket. Something, bracket. What is the first something? Just comparing. 81 bracket something. So how do I square root 81 basically?
9.
9. Then what if I put in the round bracket is just a plus 5b? Because I meant to have the whole thing squared.
Okay.
They don't follow you. They did this already, so they might be catching on faster. For you, it might be new to you. G is easier. Who can read me the answer without looking at anything?
2QR.
How come Gina suddenly so good?
No,
Gina,
I
you
just basically look
level
at the
up.
question.
Or you look at the answer.
No, I didn't. I just look at the question.
Yeah,
And
that's
like
why
I said,
I say you improved lah. You got a lot faster than last time. Okay, H also can. Now you're getting used to it already. It's the same thing over and over again. Y'all can try to read the answer straight away.
3B4.
I think you meant 3b over 4. I give it to
Yeah,
you.
I said 3B over 4.
I heard you said 3b4, but doesn't matter. I will take it. Okay? Good. See? It's getting easier, right? The next one, although it looks like a big chunk, it's really not that difficult. Okay, Nathan, try. Big chunk, no big deal, man. You square root every single piece. Hello? Nathan, you cannot square 0.9? Yeah, let's just get 7 what? Yes, Nathan, you tell me the bottom also. Jenny, you get rid of the last one. Excellent. Right, so no matter how complex, you all won't get questions like that for sure. I just want you all to know that the logic is quite the same. Jenny, what square becomes 0.01? Then can use calculator. You just press square root 0.01 can get. But this is no algebra. Doesn't matter. You squared it. You're supposed to square root it. Right? You square root to get the before one, then when you square that, then you get back up 0.1. Hence, yeah, this is later. I'll tell you why we need to figure out this later. Okay, but for now, Nathan, you also filled out this page already, right? Yeah. Okay, you'll just do it without looking at anything else. Nathan, the next page is using formula 1, 2, and 3, getting used to it. Okay, so you have to time and again refer to the cover page if you forget formula. Question 1A looks like formula 1. The rest of you who have done before can just cover your nose and look. Question 1A looks like formula 1, 2, or 3. If you record, can you memorize formula 1 already? Try. Try. No, just read to me. No. Yeah. What's the outcome of formula 1? A plus B, whole thing squared equals to? A plus B times A plus B. That is the rainbow method. But I already said we had next time instantly memorize the result. Which is? A squared plus 2ab plus 2. So when we come to this question, what do we do? What is A? X, right? X squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Can you see what I just did? So next time when you're pro, you can instantly read the answer. All of this can be done mentally. Is that okay with this? Now, We go a bit faster. B reminds us of which formula? Second formula. The formula says this should become a square minus 2ab plus b squared. You can copy that from the front. Okay. What is a squared? In this case, 3 squared, which is next time we can do mentally. What's 3 squared?
9.
Then I must copy the sign. It's minus, so I put minus. Next part a bit confusing. I must go 2ab. What do I slot into 2 brackets? Nathan can help. Gina also can help. What is it? 2ab. So respectively, I copied the a and b from my question. What are they? 3 and x or minus x? X. Don't write minus x because the minus is already accounted for. You put minus become plus again, right? So just x. Then the last part is the plus b squared, which is plus x squared. So the answer for this becomes 9 minus 6x plus x squared. Later, are you following? The 2 other girls, you all should be okay with this. You're not. If you're not, then revise now. It's okay. It's good that you sit through the lesson second time. Okay? Nathan, tell me. C reminds me of formula 1, 2, or 3. 1. So I can recall it's a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So I'm showing you, if you are pro, you can do this. I mentally work out what is a squared. It's 2x whole thing squared. It's 4x squared. Plus 2ab, I can mentally work it out. Easy, ma? 2 times 2a is 4. 2x is 4x. 4x times 1 is still 4x. Right? So it's plus 4x. Last one is 1 square. Too easy. Right? You can get answer without working. Right? I'm not encouraging you to keep working, but I'm telling you, eventually when you master the 3 formulas, you can always get the answer straight away. Even for D, long looking, but no problem. Formula what? 2. So all of you look at my screen because I'm old and I've done this. I know the answer is this. Right? First one is 8100. And see why? 90 square. I hope so. Yeah. Then minus 2 times 90 times 4. This is a bit harder. 2 times 90 times 4, I need calculator, but I think it is 720 x. You all don't need to do mental sum. Sometimes my mental sum also wrong, but not important. The idea is I mentally worked out 2 times 90 times 4. 2 times 90 times 4. I hope it's 720. Then the x is still there, so x. Then the last term is this guy squared. Who can mentally work out what is the outcome of the last guy squared? And say all, I don't say half, right? So this is direct application of second formula without too much working. If you are struggling, this is what you do. Beginners do this. Can you see how this is the beginners working? The red one. Is it wrong? It's perfectly correct. Is it bad? It's not very bad. Is it a bit slower? Yes. So beginners go from orange question to blue to green, the red to blue. If you are pro one day, you go from question straight to blue. Both will give you the same marks. Okay. Now, E reminds us of what formula? The third formula. Something minus something, then him again plus something. Does it matter? I write 8 minus x, 8 plus x, or I write 8 plus x, then 8 minus x after that. Does the ordering matter? Doesn't, because A times B is B times A. G times F is F times G. It doesn't matter. So this is the formula. The formula, the outcome is very easy. It's one guy square minus the other guy square. The first guy square minus the second guy square. That's the outcome. We already memorized it. If you all are not familiar, still can look back at the first page. Are you familiar with this? This is the third formula. Everything must copy. The third formula says, let's see now. A plus B times A minus B equals straight away A square minus B square. And it's verifiable by the rainbow. If you rainbow it, you also can see the answer as well. But don't rainbow, too slow. Okay? Are we all okay? Okay lah. The rest I don't want to waste time. I just show you, sorry, J. I just show everybody how to do J. Okay? And so to simplify this, there are two things I can see. Here, I'm going to do something to it. Here, I'm planning something else. For turquoise, I'm thinking of formula. Formula 2. Nathan, can you see turquoise is formula 2? So I do slow motion working. You can copy. Super slow motion just to make sure I don't mess up. For the red part, I'm thinking another formula. Formula 3, where this is my A minus B, A plus B. So for the red part, I should have A squared minus B squared, which is this is the whole expansion of the entire expression. Can you see? So I was lucky I didn't expand too many things because I saw cancellation already. Can you see how these two guys are gone? Plus 2n squared minus 2n squared. Right? Means you minus the same guy as you plus. It's like I give you $8 and take away $8. It's nothing. Right? Then the rest I still gotta work it out manually. 7m whole thing square is, somebody tell me, very easy. 7m whole thing square. 45? 49? Okay. So who can work out the second term mentally also? It's minus something. It's just quick math. Just move your brain a bit. 14? I don't think so. 28. Ethan, 2 times 7 times 2. And then m and n. Okay, any correct. Then I still got one term. Who can mentally work out the last, the red color term? Tell me plus or minus. And answer, of course. What's the answer?
No. Wait. Is it minus plus?
I don't know if you think about it. You all have to figure out yourself in the exam also. You think it's minus, you think it's plus. So you think it's minus, you think it's minus. Gina? If you can say don't know. But this is so far both kids in class saying this answer. I'm not saying it's correct yet. It might be correct, I don't know. So what is it? Quick. So now
Wait,
you
I keep forgetting that I was mute. Okay. Yeah. Since.
so it's what? Now you need to say plus. 9m squared.
So it's like yeah.
Gina also say plus. Nathan still thinks minus. I'm not saying who is correct yet, so y'all can feel free. Nathan thinks it's minus. But two girls think it's plus. Good. Because the girls have been taking more classes, it's plus. It's correct. Why? You square negative 3m. What does it mean? You break it down slowly. You're taking a negative number, multiply by negative, the minuses are gone. 3 and 3 still becomes 9, m and n still become m squared. So whole sorry, like square. So it's here. So what you can take away from this is every time you square a negative number, it becomes positive. And the girls are right. Okay? This is the answer. And Nathan, I'll leave you the rest as homework one. Very easy. Answers are all there. Okay, I'll check out. Now, girls, we did this already. Okay, so now everybody same page already. We can start learning. Now, I told you just now, look at the cover page. Expansion is easy. Everybody memorize the formula in the expansion direction. Nobody memorize the formula as the factorization direction. From right to left is very hard. And that's exactly what the next page is about. Okay? So I'll show you how I do A first. This A already hinting to me formula 1. You can see it. But I'm not sure yet. So this is what I do. I'm hoping to identify perfect square, which is why our first page practice is very important. M square is written as like that. 9 square is written as like that. You see, I'm breaking down into their first and last term, respective perfect squares. Are we okay with this conversion? I'm not doing anything, I'm just rewriting it. Now, I'm hopeful that the middle becomes 2AB. Can see it? I'm hoping lah. I'm just writing it out and say, will 2m3 really become 6m? 2m3 is what I hope it is, because if they really feel like that, this is exactly formula 1. This is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Can see it? So is it, this is a dream come true? Happy enough? Can see it? Can you see that the question became this by a bit luck lah, a bit luck. Okay, that's why I can undo the first formula to get this. This is the answer. Then can see how I got the answer. Okay, not everybody like this method lah. This method, honestly, you need to be quite smart. Okay, no offense, if you think it's hard, it's okay. I teach you another way, cross box. You done this similar stuff in school? Haven't. The two girls learn already. So what do we do? If it is a quadratic expression, you can set up this box. You put the first term here. You put the constant term. Constant means no algebra here. And you put the last term here. This is the arrangement. So Nathan, what, if you copy all this, what times what gives you m squared? Yes. What times what gives you 9? Maybe we're going to test this out. This cross box is arranged this way because we want to multiply diagonally. What is the, if you follow my yellow highlighting, what is the product? If you follow my turquoise highlighting, what is the product? Will they add together to give you 6m? Which means the answer of this factorization is, look at my circle answer. M plus 3, there's a plus here, we don't write. Positive and m plus 3. And so we can write this as m plus 3, m plus 3. Isn't it just m plus 3 whole thing squared? This is the cross box. So if you haven't learned it in school, you learn it soon. Girls, can you understand that you can use the formula 1, the reversal of formula method, or you can just do your usual cross box. Either way, you get the same answer. Okay? Nathan, it might be quite hard for you. The cross box you haven't learned, so it might be quite challenging for you now. Okay? Just see what you can do. Okay? B. Copy already? So the arrangement and what you'll do with each box is, you slowly get used to it. Okay, B, I use the identities formula, the method first. Identity formula means I hope the first term and the last term are perfect squares. Are they perfect squares? Yes, it's beautiful. The first term is 3p whole thing squared. The last term is what whole thing squared? 2q. I'm hopeful that the middle happens to be minus 2, 3p, 2q. I'm just hopeful lah. Right? Because if it is exactly second formula, can see it. Right? Follow me. A squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Where my a is 3p, my b is 2q lah. Is this beautiful? Is this perfect? Is this part really negative 12pq? It is. So it's wonderful. We have the answer already. You undo the second formula. The second formula reads a minus b whole thing squared. My a is what? In this case. What's my a? I'm using a minus b whole thing squared because that equals to a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, which is exactly this already. So what are my a and b respectively? Easy. What's a? 3p. What's b? Positive 2q. Oh, sorry, negative. This, sorry, I saw negative. That's the answer. Let's do the cross box. Nathan, the cross box is new to you, so you must pay a lot of attention. I put the first term here. I put the last term here. I put the middle term here. Can you remember? This is the same layout as we did earlier. What times what gives you 9p squared? Yeah. What times what gives you 4q squared? It's the same. And you follow the diagonals to multiply. You really get 6pq and 6pq. But there's a problem. If you added these two together, do you get negative 12pq? Cannot. So you must go ahead and add a minus here. Then you must put a minus here. Then you must be wondering, hey, how come I can just anyhow put minus? I can. Because would it be correct now? Minus 6p cubed minus another 6p cubed. Is it indeed negative 12p cubed? Yes. Is negative 2q times negative 2q really 4q squared? Also yes. Because negative times negative is positive. So it's perfect. That means from here I can straight away extract that. This is the answer. 3p minus 2q times 3p minus 2q. That's exactly 3p minus 2q whole thing squared. So the red method is called the crossbox method. The black method earlier is using the second algebraic identity. Both are good. Nathan, copy finish and tell me if you can hang on. And it's a bit messy, and it's a bit not confusing at first. It's all normal. It's usually like that. Gina, are you following? Yeah, also now, and it's okay. Screen hopping. Yeah. C, stress already. Cannot use crossbox. Why cannot use crossbox? Only got. There's only crossbox must 3 terms now. You must put out the 3 terms. This only got 2 terms. Cannot use crossbox. So you must use identities. Then, of course, as per always, when we do identities, we are hoping to create a perfect square. Can I slot something in? 3x and why bracket square, which is perfect. This is exactly formula number. Look. 3 is something square minus something else square. Little check your cover page. Something square minus something else square. I can write it as something a plus b, a minus b, right? So can I just go ahead and do it? So what's my a? 3x. My a in this question is 3x. What's my minus b? What's my b? No, I minus already. So just tell me the value of b. Then a again plus b. This is the third formula. Okay, don't just blindly copy. You must know what's going on. Do you all know what's going on? Can now D. Very stressful. First thing, no perfect square. What is something that I always tell you? Whenever you factorize, the first thing you check is very smart. Can you see common factors? Right, you'll read me the inside here. Why is this still 12? Perfect. Okay, here you can use crossbox or you can use identity. I'll just use identities because since we're learning, you can copy down. Same thing, I'm always hopeful that the first term and the last term can be written as a perfect square. Can one be written as a perfect square? It's 1 square. Can the last term be written as a perfect square? Which is 2x. I'm hoping that the middle no problem. I got problem with this question, sorry. Can you change the question for me? I made a mistake. Change this question to plus, here to minus. If not, you cannot work. My bad. Okay, but the logic is still the same. Logic is still the same. It's just I made the wrong sign. That's why the question will fail. So I'm hoping the middle becomes 2 A B. Can y'all see? This is literally the second formula again, which is a square minus 2ab plus b squared. Can see it? A is 1, b is 2x. Is it okay, Nathan? Really can see. So what would it be? Knowing that I'm just the second formula. What's the second formula? Hello. This is the expanded of the expansion of the second formula, you have to factorize it. Hey, what is the original form of the second formula? Can you see? Okay, 1 is A. So 1 square, I can think of it as A square. Minus 2AB, 2AB plus B squared. So the second formula came from A minus B whole thing squared. So I'm just asking you all to condense all this information and tell me what is my A minus B whole thing squared. I want to put here. What's my A? Minus, what's my B? That's the answer. Okay, no? Why is it so solemn? Is it very difficult? Are you okay now? And can I move on? Yeah. E. 2 terms. Very stressful. Cannot cross box. So look for perfect square. Is there any perfect square? 32 can be perfect square. Or 0.5. You think easy to square root 0.5? Easy to square root 32? Can try a calculator. I don't think we can. Right? It's very unlikely that we can. So factorize. Okay, this 0.5 is irritating. Try to factorize out of 0.5. What do I have left? X squared minus 16. Y'all can agree or disagree. If you disagree, give another answer. Wow, very good. How do you know, Yang? Can you use calculator? Because you're supposed to take 32 divided by 0.5, not times. If 32 times 0.5, then you get 16. But when you divide by half, basically means times 2. Because you know, in primary school, we learn divide by half has the same meaning as times 2 over 1, right? We can flip. You know? So when you divide by half, you're actually multiplying by 2. This actually makes me quite happy. Why? Because both are perfect square. Reminding me of which formula? First, second, third. Is it something minus something whole thing bracketed square?
No.
The third one, which is A square minus B square. And the third formula told me that if I see something like A square minus B square, or in this case, X square minus 8 square, I can rewrite it as no. Look at your cover page. The third formula is that you have to keep looking.
So
this is my A. This is my B. So the third formula tells me A square minus B square can be written as, just look at the just look at it and read it. Try to factorize this. Just look at the left-hand side of the third formula and read it out. So what is my A plus B in this context? Plus this one. A plus B, A minus B. How do I finish up? That's the answer. This chapter is certainly difficult, so don't need to worry too much. You all understand what's going on? For sure. Don't know must ask. These are still considered doable questions. When you get hard questions, you will feel like crazy. Can? Don't understand. Which part do you not understand? You really can tell me. First, second, third line. Who understands the first line? Gina, do you understand the first line? Okay. Who understands the second line? Second line, I just rewrote first line in a different way. That means all cannot understand the third line, or Nathan can. Can. You do not understand how I go from second to third. You have to just keep practicing. You have to memorize the format, the structure of the formulas. When I see something square minus another thing square, straight away I'm remembering the third formula. And the third formula says A plus B, A minus B is all there. Yeah. A plus B, A minus B times together has the same meaning as A squared minus B squared. So when you give me something that looks like A squared minus B squared, I can tell you it means it used to be A plus B, A minus B. If I give you A plus B, A minus B, you also can easily relate that it could be written as A squared minus B squared. This is called identities, means they are identical. The left hand side and right hand side have the same meaning. It's just a different way of writing. If I move from left to right, I'm trying to do what? What's the technique called? The mathematical name. From left to right. I'm expanding. If I'm going from right to left, I'm trying to factorize. So in this particular question that you are struggling with, you are trying to factorize. So I'm trying to get to this state. We're trying to get here. We're trying to get here. And so I was just trying to create that A squared minus B squared. And luckily, I can write it as X squared minus 8 squared. So this is my A. You look at it. This is X squared minus A squared minus B squared, which is written as A plus B, A minus B. And so I don't think there's too many things to understand, but it's just a lot of things to master, a lot of skills to have. Understanding, I don't think it's that difficult, but it's applying it to questions and knowing what to do. Like for F, what would I do at first? First thing, I don't think I can do anything to it because all the numbers are big and ugly. What's the first thing we can do to make it more approachable? Yeah, you shouldn't say divide. I think you meant you can factorize 10, but I'll do even better. I'll factorize negative 10. Just so that things inside become more manageable. What are the insights now? Take one by one. Yeah, first. Yes. Very good. Okay, this is correct. But if you try to think about at this junction, or even you crosswalk, is a bit stressful. Why? The question purposely don't arrange that. Do you know that this is the wrong arrangement for polynomial? Arrangement x squared plus 9 minus 6x shouldn't be the way we write polynomial. Polynomial means a chain of algebra plus minus together. What's wrong? Or how can I make it correct? What's the typical way, the standard way to write it? It's always the x's must becoming smaller and until no more. See, this is the x squared term. The second term must be the x term. The last term must be the non-algebra term. It's always like that. So from here, you can cross box or you can use identities. I want to use identities to keep training you all up. Can you see what I just did? I just keep rewriting lah. X squared I write as bracketed x floating square. 6x I write as 2 bracket x bracket 3. 9 I write as 3 square. All are simple math. But why did I do that? Why did I do that? Is there a good reason to do that? I'm forcing out the appearance of what? Which formula? The second formula, it is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, in which my a is x and b is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Yeah, so does it mean I can write the reversal of formula 2? The factorization of formula, what is it? What's the answer? Just look at it. Second formula's left hand side. Floating square, yeah. Very good, you got it already. So it's just forcing out the structure of the second formula so that I can undo it, I can bring it back to what it was. This is called factorization. And difficult, don't look so stressed. This I would think is one hard chapter. It is even hard for Sec 4 kids, so you all don't need to worry. G is very hard. I'll show you all what to do. Well, maybe you all can tell me what to do first. First thing, quite obvious. You should factorize too. 81 what? Very good. Some kids will say d to the power 2 is wrong. It's 4. Because I didn't do anything with d4. I just took away the divided by 2 for the 162 minus 1. This part here is hinting formula 3. Okay, in formula 3 something square minus something square, hopefully lah. So I can try to rewrite it. And quite luckily, 81, I hope everybody knows 81 is 9 squared. Is okay? Everything here is okay? Now, can somebody help me apply the third formula? It's all laid out nicely already. It's already a squared minus b squared already. So just need to read me the left hand side of the third formula. Okay, the 2 is still there, sorry. The 2 never changed. Okay, coming. Hint for you. No, it's 1 inside. I'm just grabbing the insides. Very good. Some people will feel happy that they are done, that they are wrong, or they are not done. Why? Can I expand? Expand, you know what you get? You get this. You expand, you get, because this is a factorization question, you don't expand. If you expand, you're countering, you're opposing a direction. So now, what a lot of people cannot see is this. Still can do the formula. You can do third formula again. Why? Because 9d square can be written as 3d. 3d bracket square then. So these two are, yeah, change to turquoise. So this guy can break into two more factors. The rest I copy. The 2 I copy. The last 9d square plus 1 cannot simplify because the plus in the middle, there's no formula that governs that. But 9d square minus 1 can be, you can reapply your third formula. Who can see this and read me the answer? I'll be very happy for you. Just this part can be continued, the same manner, continued to be broken down. Wow, very happy for you. That's correct. See, after you do for a while, it becomes easy. So what's difficult? Honestly, what's difficult is memorizing the three formulas and knowing when to see it. Because sometimes you see it, you don't even know it's in your eyes. Then you are just half it. You're just dying up there, right? Or you can see that that's it. Okay? Sorry. More and more difficult. More and more difficult. Every page is difficult. Very sorry. Okay? We carry on. Now, when we have expressions of 4 or even 5 terms, you cannot directly apply identities, but you can rearrange to create the identity, to force it out. See, for the first 3A, I'm staring at it. I think I can see something. It's because of experience. I know this, and this next to each other. And this one I don't touch first. The 3 red guys, if I drag them nearer to each other, copy, bring the last red guy here. The minus 100 I don't touch. I know I give it some space. I just bring it, and I know it because I've done this many times, right? But why did I do that? Because the 3 red terms is reminding me of second formula. A square minus 2ab plus b square, in which, if now you're pro already, if you're pro, you can know that your A equals Q, your B equals 2P, and you're doing the second formula. Right, so the red guys, actually, if you are lazy, you can write like that. The minus 100 is still there. If I change the 10 square, let's see it. I'm skipping a lot of steps. I just want to stretch your brain a bit to see how come I can move so fast? How come I can get from here to there? Think about it. Or think about what would I usually do for the previous page if I didn't skip so many steps. What do I do in between? I write this as I write the last term as 2p. Then the middle I write as 2q. Sorry. 2p. Which is literally the second formula. A square minus 2a times b plus b squared, which reduces itself to a minus b whole thing squared. That's it. Is this killing you? Is it difficult? Okay. Who can follow until my latest line? You don't need to master it. You just need to follow so that when you revise, you just need to tell yourself what was happening. And okay, never mind. I shouldn't skip that. I think you are still not used to it. Let me redo it nicely. So without skipping steps, right, it's exactly q square is q square. Negative 4pq is the same as negative 2 times q times 2p. 4p square is literally just bracketed 2p whole thing squared. This looks like formula number 2, which says that this guy, the red guys, can factorize into. Let's read the second formula. A minus b whole thing squared, but my A is not A, my A is, my B is, hello? We're not done yet, it's too difficult. So what is this looking like? What does this look like to me? First, second, third formula. Okay. It's the third formula. Something squared minus something else squared, which can factorize into the formula, which is read out what's the factorization of the third formula. A plus b, a minus b. Yeah, in this case, my a is the whole q minus 2p plus 10. Q minus 2p again, minus 10. This 3a, honestly, I would think is the hardest possible already. If you get this for exam and you can do this, you will be stronger than half your friends already. And it's very, very difficult. I totally think it's very difficult. Okay? Okay? Who is panicking now? Nobody's panicking now. Okay? B is still difficult. Okay, copy first of you. I will upload this online. You can go and watch it as many times as you need. Okay? Okay? Now B, I don't want to give you answers straight away, but it's the same technique as A. You gotta group the three terms, like what I did for A was I managed to group term 1, term 2, and term 4 into the front. So I can see something develop from them. Now tell me for B, there's also term 1, term 2, term 3, and term 4. Who can make a smart guess? Which 3 terms should I lay out to the front in red? Just like the last question. Wow, what's so smart? Really good, really good, really good. I just change color. This is the first important step. Okay? And the red guys is reminding me of later they can become which formula? First, second, third. First. Okay? If you cannot see directly, in exam you can cross box out, but here I want to teach you the identities method. You write them in perfect squares. See? Is it? And just it's the same method over and over again. Right? Who can read me the factorized red color stuff? This is the hint. Who can read me the factorization of the red stuff?
Wait, 3p is A, right? 3p minus q squared. Yeah.
Plus or minus?
Wait. Wait.
Check this sign. Because first and second formula, the only difference is the sign of the second term. If the second term has a plus, then the answer has a plus. Okay? Can see? Are we done here? So the last time, who can read me instantly the final answer? It will look like that. I'm using the third formula now.
P plus Q minus plus minus 1.
Nice. A squared minus B squared. A minus B times A plus B. Third formula, again, is literally the same question. A and B are literally the same question. Yeah, this is A, this is B. So A squared minus B squared turns into A minus B, A plus B. And easier, not easy. I think it's very hard. Okay. Moving on. This C is troublesome. Got 5 terms. But with a bit of skills, you already can tell me who I want to arrange or gather on the left hand, a bit, not left hand side, just towards the left, so I can clump them together at some point. It's not very obvious for this one. Anybody wants to suggest? Look for the ones got square one, but the first 2 terms surely must be part of the identity. Because if no square, how to write a perfect square? So it's 1, 2, and 2. Right, it's got square. 1, 2, 4, 5. 4 terms how to do. So I need 3 terms identities. First and second formula is 3 terms. So this was square, this was square. Right. So they must be involved. So term 1 and 2 are involved. One more. Term 3. How do I know? Because 3 got P and Q. Right, the middle term must have got, the first term got P squared, the last term got Q squared, the middle term got PQ. That's generally how the structure looks like. So I'm going to write that down. Follow me. Right, writing is not nice. Whatever still uninvolved, I write in the voice. But the 3-way guys, I certainly want to do something about it. Okay, I leave it to you all. I'm not going to do working. I wait for you all to tell me what does the red guy become. You all can work it out. You all can do working on your own. The red color guys become what? P minus 3Q bracketed square, is it? Y'all can agree or disagree with Nathan. Would you have any idea? Don't know? Don't know how to do it. Yeah. If I broke down the working, it would be p squared plus 3q whole thing square, and the middle is 2p 3q. This is the intermediate step for the red guys. Can you see how the red becomes black? Does it make sense? Yeah. If you saw the black working, would you be able to get Nathan's answer? Nathan's answer is correct. Can see it. If you got the black working, and black working you can do. If you are not strong yet, you should do. There's nothing wrong. And of course, you copy all through. Don't stop. Don't not copy the turquoise part. Right. Can you see how the red become black? P squared is P squared. 9q squared is actually bracketed 3q whole thing squared. Then I'm hopeful that the middle is 2 times A times B, which is perfect. It's actually 6pq. It's just nice. This kind of question must be just nice. If not just nice, cannot do. If you can see the black working, are you able to connect the black working to the third line? No. This is formula 1, 2, 3. 2. Formula 2 says that whenever I have a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, it's actually a minus b whole thing squared. Then, so your brain must move very fast, must be very flexible. Apply all the rules that you learn. Gina, okay now? And now we are far from done. Like this is a 4-mark question, maybe you get 2 marks already. How? Who has an idea what I can do next? The red guy don't touch already. Red guy cannot do. So I copy. What can I do with the turquoise parts? Factorize 3. So I will go ahead and do it. I'll factorize a positive 3. And then I'll write look at the screen. I'll write the last term first. So it's P minus 3q. I just flip the position for latest convenience. Because this one, there's no particular order. I can write plus 3p first, I can write minus 9q first, no difference. So I chose to write the p term first. Why? Because I saw something great. I saw something very nice. Can see it? Can you see? The bracketed stuff is exactly the same. Can you see it? P minus 3q is being bracketed in term 1. P minus 3q is also bracketed in term 2. There are 2 terms now. Correct? And they both have 3 minus p minus 3q. So I factorize them. Squeeze out to the front. Right? This is the grouping thing again. Now, what's difficult now is I need to know my term 1 is p minus 3q whole thing squared. If I took away 3 minus p minus 3q, what do I have left? Term 1. Because I divide away, factorize out. Still got another set of 3p minus 3, still there. Right? What about term 2? Term 2 is here. Without that p minus 3, I'm left with plus 3. This is the answer. And this is very hard. Let's see it. This is extremely hard. If you can master this question C, I don't think this chapter will have another difficult question for you. Okay. V. There are 4 terms, so slightly doable. But it's also a slightly different technique. How about this? I give you some time to think about D. Okay. Think about D. Try around. You want to group whoever you want to group also can. You just mess around. You want to use formula 1, 2, 3, feel free, up to you. Cannot? Can? Cannot? That is difficult. So can you tell me what was your attempt? What did you all try to do? Just say whatever you've tried. I'll tell you if it's valid or not, if it's meaningful or not. Because for me, when I see this, actually, there's one thing I straight away want to do. Whatever technique I'm going to use, I want to do this thing first. Don't know what I'm talking about. No, don't tell me the answer. Don't tell me the working. Tell me the ideas. Like what is something that you should look forward to doing at first? Anybody? Wait. Set one stuff. Scan through first, man. Scan through and look for. Huh? Yeah, factor is scan through to a common factor, man. That is the first thing you must do, whether you know what to do. You do this, you get 1 mark already. So this is still far away from the answer. This is not true. Sorry, I made this thing. This is true. Okay, we are still far away from the answer, but doing this gives you 1 mark. Whether you take the 1 mark, right? Now, when we look at the interior, which is we don't look at the file, we look at what's inside, we can hope to like what we did with earlier questions. You rearrange them here and there, hopefully you see something. From here, who can see something? Formula 1, 2, 3, anything we can try to use? If it's Formula 1 or 2 means I need 3 terms, right? Then later I can pull it back to Formula 1 or 2. Formula 3. Actually, I can see Formula 3. This kind. Yeah. I change the red color. This is Formula 3. Can you see it? Can you see my red guys are actually Formula 3? Because this is a perfect square minus another perfect square. A square minus B square. So everything else copied. But my red guys can turn into the factorization of Formula 3. The rest I still copy. Nothing to do, don't do anything. What is inside my red box? I raise brackets.
Okay. Not x.
Very good.
X plus 2.
Very good. You can see it. What else can I do? So you see, every time you move forward, it's 1 mark already. Not bad. What else can I do? My hint is here. Here. Factorize 2. So let's just do it. Okay, you all look at the screen. This is 2x plus 4y. I can factorize out 2 and become that. 2x plus 4y becomes x plus 2y whole thing times 2 . Can see it? Who can tell me the next step? Well, it's getting easier already. Look internal to the squarish bracket. What can I see? How many terms can I see? How many terms can I see? 2 terms. Do I have any common factors? Let me write nice. Anything common within term 1 and term 2? X plus 2y shows up in both places, right? So I can factorize this again. This is coming out. Okay, so I copy most of the rest. Whatever I factorize, I usually write in front. Then I put these 2 came here. Right? Then whatever is left, I put off. What's left? What's left of the term 1 without the yellow stuff? What is left of term 2 without the yellow stuff? Do I just write 2? This answer. So ini look this one came here, plus 2 came here. But you don't write like that because I wrote extra brackets to be safe, to make it cleaner. But this is the answer. This is the final answer. Can? Okay lah. I know it has been a long and hard lesson. I also find it very difficult. We'll finish up this chapter next week. I think we have 10 more minutes. You can relax or ask questions. I will give you homework, not really do homework yet. If you have no questions, then revisit what we did today, and then just really ask me anything. Yeah, I don't want to go more already. I think you all are very loaded. Okay, short break, but I'm hoping that I can hear questions from you all. Anybody with issues with your school stuff, whatever, recent stuff, nothing? How uncomfortable do you find today's lesson from the scale 1 to 10? Gina, you fully understand? You follow everything because you're very quiet, Gina. You okay? You feel amazing.
I was tired and I found out I need to charge my phone.
Oh, but do you feel like you understood the whole lesson? Difficult, stressful. Later, okay, I find that you followed. Okay, so one of the hardest. Every time I teach this chapter, I also feel stressed because I will make mistakes. So don't worry, don't worry. The questions you do in my notes are super difficult. I don't think y'all will even get this in school. You won't get this kind of questions for class 4. You won't get this for test. You will get. I tell you what you will get. You will get this. You will get C. This could be a class test. And so now that you are trained to this level, if I ask you to do C, is it more likely that you can read the answer without working? I mean, I'm not saying you must keep working, but if I ask you to expand this, after today's lesson, don't you think you can much more likely expand this just by looking? Can or yes. So it's, now if you still need to keep looking back at the formula, it's okay. But if you have any exams, this one probably come out for mid-year. You still have mid-year. Is it? Or did it abolish mid-year? Still have. So you might get this for mid-year, 2 months. Or they give you like that, then plus something else. They could give a question like that. Like that. They just expand and then how do But my point is, if you see this now, are you more comfortable seeing the answer? Or still cannot? I mean, it's okay, still cannot. It's the second time you hear this. Do you know how the blue color was the right hand? A slightly harder question could be H now. If you see H, you can do it. What formula are we using? The first, right? The first I must recall is a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Let's try to mentally. What is the first? There are 3 terms, right? What is the end result of the first term? After I simplify, that means I used the formula, I expanded everything, I multiplied everything, I squared it. This is A, this is A. Now we're expanding, you're supposed to square it. 10 square, no need calculator. Not square rooting anything, squaring. 100. That's it. Square. You square this whole term must square. Plus 2ab. Can mentally work out 2 times this times this. Just go. Mhm. Two times a times b. You got 60 means you already got the number correct. 60 is correct. Xy squared. I don't know. Who can mentally tell me the last term? You square the second term. Still cannot. Still cannot square 3y squared. Part by part, I'll do the number first. What is it? 9. Then do the algebra. Can I write it? Why you look so lost? Are you still lost? Which part is losing you? We are supposed to square this guy. Isn't it? This is a plus b whole thing squared. So it comes out to be the formula a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, which you memorize. So you're going to take a, square it and put here. You're going to take b, square it and put here. Right, and then the middle term is 2 times each term times together. Okay, no. Okay, don't expect you to master everything. So we're almost done already. Nathan, your homework is to fill up. The two girls should be filled out already. Nathan's homework is to fill up page. What is it? Page 2. Girls, no homework. Nathan, fill up chapter 4, page 2. And then we'll just continue page 4, is it? Sorry. Okay, we'll continue. We'll continue from page 5 next Saturday. Okay, all good? Okay, tough lesson. So I really don't blame you all if you are feeling slow. Shouldn't blame yourself also. Okay? Okay lah. 1 minute left. I can let you all go relax. Gina, thanks. Thanks for being on time also. You are doing actually well today and getting better every week. Okay? See you. Dismiss.